Hi guys, how are you? I'm here finally. I hope that you are doing fine, guys. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Oh, let me adjust my seat so that we can have a conversation, guys. I hope that you're doing fine, guys. It's a little bit late. I'm 7 minutes late, but better late than never. I was waiting for someone to come and hold the baby for me. Because it's a disaster to do a show when you are with a baby, a 2 year old to be precise. So, welcome again to this live show. This is Charities Bubble USA, your number one channel. I see two people there. I'm going to give it 4 minutes as usual. And today looks like I'm going to extend my show with 7 minutes because I was late for 7 minutes. Type your name there. Type your name there and tell me who you are or where you are watching me from. Tell me what time it is, where you are. It's 12 for 8 p.m. here in the US. It's 12 for 8 p.m. And this is our usual live show where we come and talk about what you need to know about the USA. I see people are coming on, 6 people. And I apologize for my lateness. I was waiting for someone to come and watch the baby for me. I have a 2 year old who doesn't let me come live. It's trouble. So that's why I was a bit late. But I'm here, guys, and we're going to give it a few minutes, 1 minute, 40 seconds into the live show, guys. This is Charity for USA. Yes, type and tell me where you are. I'm going to acknowledge you here in a little bit. Gonna give it 4 minutes as usual. And then we are going to start. I've seen so many questions asked there, and I'm gonna try and answer them on this live show, guys. But I'm gonna wait for 2 more minutes, and then I am going to acknowledge people. I like to acknowledge people who come who come to my live show. You know, I don't find it, I don't take it for granted. I do not take it for granted that people come and watch my shows. I really, really do appreciate you guys for taking your time to come and, just even interact, even making a comment. That's something, 2 minutes, 36 seconds into the live show, guys. Please share this video, give it a thumbs up if you haven't given it a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed, kindly consider subscribing to my YouTube channel. Charities Baba USA, 9 people there coming on, and we are 2 minutes, 56 seconds into the live show. I am going to start acknowledging people in 4 minutes. I like to give people 4 minutes. And once again, I apologize. I came in 7 minutes late, but like I said, I was waiting for someone to come and watch the baby for me because I'm never able to do live shows when my kids are around. So guys, welcome, welcome, welcome to this live show. I see people are coming on, people are typing. 40 seconds, I'm going to acknowledge people. Good afternoon. It's 12:10 p.m. here in the USA. I don't know what time it is where you are. I do not know what time it is. 10 people there. Thank you for joining me in this live show, guys. If you have a question, please type it there. I'm going to start acknowledging people here in 10 seconds. In 10 seconds, I'm going to start acknowledging people. And I'm going to answer some questions here that people have asked. 4 minutes into the live show. It's 12:11 p.m. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Charity Nganga. This is Charities Bubble USA, your number one channel. I am here on the live show that we interact. You ask me questions. I answer them to the best of my knowledge. And thank you for joining me this afternoon. Thank you, my subscribers. Guys, you guys are awesome. You're just awesome, awesome. The people who started with me, the people who have been coming on, the people who have subscribed all late. Welcome, welcome, welcome. If you haven't subscribed to my YouTube channel, kindly consider subscribing. We have reached 3,100 subscribers. Can you imagine, guys? I told you this road to 4,000 is in a flash of a second. We'll be at 4,000 and we will move on, guys. So let's see who is on. I have Keifa Katwarana too. Welcome, Dianganga. Thank you for joining me. Pauline, hi, Bubbly Charity. Thank you for joining me. Mary Jogona, hi, Charity. Thank you for joining me in this live show. I see 12 people are on. Please give this video a thumbs up. Regan, hi. Thank you for joining me. Mercy Africa from Kenya. Thank you for joining me. Keifa Katwarana to Keifa, watching from UAE. It is 10:09 p.m. Thank you for that time. Here it is 12 p.m. Discuss marriage a bit, Pauline. Yes, I will. I like to discuss marriage issues with my husband. So I am planning to do a live show with him that will be on sometime this week. And we're gonna talk more about marriage, because marriage is two-way. Marriage is between the wife and the husband. So if you want to write more about what we do, marriage is in very many segments. So if you want me to discuss a specific topic, I can do that. But I'm gonna do that show with my husband, because I feel like it's better to get two perspectives on that. Okay, Grace Wangari, hi Charity, watching you from Nakuru. Thank you for joining me. Pauline, what are the signs that a marriage will last? I can answer that one before I go to the detailed one. Hello, beautiful lady Babo. We are together till the end. Grace Warimo, thank you there, my friend. Joshua Machanule, hello, Charity. Thank you for joining me. Grace Warimo is tuned in from Qatar. Grace Werimo, hello everyone. Come in and like the video, please. Thank you for that, Grace. Thank you for championing for me. Moses Ndego, hi Charity, watching from Nyeri. You know my husband comes from Nyeri, so thank you for joining me. Dennis Jockey, hi Charity, thank you for joining me. Hi Charity, watching from Kigali. Joseph Twagiru Mukiza. I hope I pronounced that one well. I see 20 people. Thank you for joining us. Francis Nganga. Let me show you my husband. Oh, there he is. Thanks, my dear. You will make it. Thank you for that. And Francis Nganga, we are going to do a live show. They want a show on marriage, and we're going to talk about that soon. Kibe Karo, hey, smiling lady. Thank you for joining me. Hi, ma'am. Hope you and your family are doing well. Yes, Queen S, we are doing fine. This new year, we are hoping for the best. Peter Jogona, hello, watching from Thome, Nairobi. It is 9:15 hours. Thank you for that. Kaifa Katwarana. Dear, try to talk about genuine agent that can help to take people to USA and UK, please. I can look on that. Hi, Charity Tune, Susan Bote, Sarah Miranda. Finally, you found me live, Sarah. You always miss, and you always come on and you're like, oh, I missed the live show. So thank you for joining me. Christine Kemto, hi, Charity. Thank you for joining me. Jared, I don't want to miss someone. How about you from Kakamega, Jared Bura? Thank you for joining me. Image Kenya TV, my friend. Hello, Bubbly Charity. I haven't seen you in a while. Thank you even making comments. I always see your comments, and thank you for your support. I really do appreciate you. Watching from Ghana, GH, that is Queen S. Thank you guys for joining me this afternoon. It's afternoon here in the US. I see 21 people. Please give my video a thumbs up. And I am going to start with a question here that was asked by one of my viewers who was asking if there are SACCOs here in the US. You know, SACCOs, in Africa, we are used to having SACCOs whereby you go and save your money and all that. Now, it is there, but it is in a different way and it is a different name. You find that when you are hired, because when you come here, you will get a job, you will be hired. There are so many avenues that you can use to save your money. For example, there's something that is called 401k, whereby you register for that one. When you register for that one, some money will be taken from your paycheck every 2 weeks or every 1 week. Because like I told you guys, here people are paid. You can either be paid weekly or you're paid monthly. No, sorry, not monthly, weekly or every 2 weeks. So when you're paid, your paycheck, depending on if it's weekly or every 2 weeks, some money will be deducted from there and saved in the 401k. And then that money, normally what happens is that it's going to be there and you are not going to be withdrawing it the way you want. So normally what happens when you are 55, you can withdraw that money. If you stay until 55, you find that that money you will not be taxed and you will get that money and you use it in your old age. But if you go and do your 401k and then you decide maybe when you are 40 or whatever, before you reach 55 years old, you want to withdraw that money, you find that you will be taxed. So that is one way that you can save your money. Another way that people save their money is by buying, they buy shares or they buy bonds. But you find that when you are buying shares, you have to be very, very familiar with the stock market so that you know this is what the shares that I'm going to buy, and this is how I'm going to invest. But you find that buying shares is a little bit tricky because you do not want to buy shares if you want the money like to be there, like to have that money there and then, because you might be disappointed. You find that something like buying shares is a long-term investment. So you find that you can say that maybe every paycheck you can be buying shares, even if it's for $50 or $100, you can be able to buy that, and then it's a good investment. And then you keep on looking at the market. Normally, you find that most people tend to sell their shares when when they have earned more. So you can look into that and do that investment. Hmm? Another way that I have seen that people save their money, because you will still be paid every 1 week or every 2 weeks. You can decide you don't want to put your money in a savings account, because when you put your money in a savings account, withdrawing that money is very easy. But then you can decide you go to your bank and you do save your money in something called a CD account. When you go and save your money in a CD account, you normally save it for a specific time. And you find that if you want to go and withdraw that money, if that time has not elapsed, you want to go and withdraw that money early, you will be charged some money for you to be able to withdraw that. So most people tend to do that. Most people tend to save their money on the CD account. And you find that that's a good investment, because when you save your money on the CD account, you will not go and withdraw just like the way you can withdraw your money on the savings account, because that one has a penalty. They will penalize you for withdrawing. So that is another way that you can save the money. But you find that when you come here in the US, it's a little bit different, guys. Like in Africa, there is all that societal thing where people come together, they do merry-go-rounds and all that stuff. Sometimes it doesn't work here. It does not work here, because here in the US, it's all about individualism, whereby most people, they tend to do their things by themselves. So normally the savings comes maybe what you do with your bank, or if you want to do an investment when you are doing maybe the 401k thing, or maybe you want to buy shares, you can do that. So those are long-time savings that you can do by yourself. But you find that, and that is something that I've seen, especially among the people who have immigrated and come to live here in the US. There are so many groups that are there. You find that when you come and live here, you will find so many groups. People have formed several groups. But you find that for me, what I see about those groups, and I always wonder why it is like that, is that most of them are centered on they are there so that if someone dies, they want to be able to get or to help that person, maybe to take their body home or whatever. But for me, I have never agreed with that, because I believe if people come together, they should be able to maybe get something and save and and help one another. But that doesn't have a lot, because there's something that you will realize when you come here in the US, and it's a bad, it's not a very good thing. I don't know how I can put it, but for me, I just like to talk the truth. There are so many trust issues among immigrants. They don't trust each other. So you find that if you come up with such an idea whereby you want to do like a merry-go-round or whatever, most people are not going to agree to that. They won't agree to that, but they tend to, if you're having some difficulty, or maybe you're having a baby shower, they want to come for a baby shower. If it's a funeral thing, they want to come and do that. But for me, I've never agreed with that, because when I used to live in Kenya, I used to be in so many merry-go-rounds. I used to be in groups, women groups, whereby we could take loans and we would do big things. You find that doesn't happen a lot. But I know there are some states that do that they have come together and they have done that. So if you happen to go to such a state, then you can do that. But here where I live in Kansas, that one is not here a lot. And there are some states that do not have that. I'm not saying that it's not there. There's some people like who have risen beyond and started doing that. But you find that in some other places, there are so many like trust issues. When you come up with something like that, you find that most people, they don't want to do that. So if you go to a state that is not like that, then you can always do your thing. Because like I told you, when you come here in the US, it's all about individualism, and it's all about how you want to direct your life. So you can do that, you can save through that. And that's the route that us we have decided to take, because here in Kansas, you find that those merry-go-rounds and all that, it doesn't work very well, actually. So that was a very good question about SACCOs, but I know that there are other states that have done that. There are other states that immigrants have come together, and some of them have been able to invest. But you find that it's something that is maybe going to be embraced with time, but it's not like 100% common. You won't find it 100% common. So let me acknowledge some more people here. Hunja wa Hunja. Hey Charity, thanks for the great work you're doing. I'm your fan from Kenya. Amos Hunja Mwangi is my name. How can I have a talk with you? So you can inbox me. If you, I don't know if you're in my WhatsApp group, and I said my WhatsApp group is almost to get full. So if you're not able to get me there, because I said I'm not gonna open another one, and people have like they have really come on me because I'm not going to open another WhatsApp group, guys. I told you I'm going to school. For real, I'm going to school on Monday, or this Monday is when I'm starting. And I'm not able to maneuver all those groups because the questions come in. So I need you to go to follow me on Charity's Bible fan page. Inbox me there. I will answer your question. There are some of them that I ignore when I see that someone is going the wrong route and they're they have a different interest. That one I am going to ignore you. And if you come too much and you can't, there are some people like who just, people are different, but there are some people who just come there, oh my gosh, and they just text me some stuff. I will block you. But if you come and ask me a genuine question and I see that you're really interested, I always answer those questions. I always do that. So follow me on Charity's Bible fan page. I also have my personal YouTube, Facebook page, Charity Nganga. And actually, I was live there like 30 minutes ago. You can go there and ask me a question. Inbox me, I will answer it. As long as that question, even when you are typing here on YouTube, normally it tells you to protect your privacy and just be genuine and ask a good question. I will always answer those questions. But there's some people I just ignore. If it's not valid and if it's not appropriate, of course I'm not going to answer that. I'll just ignore it. So kindly follow me on those platforms and I will answer your question on that. So Dennis Njoki here. During the consular interview, are you required to have your family present at the consular? Yes, you are. If it's a DV lottery, you must have your presence. You have all your family members have to go for the interview. Whether you are going to travel with them to the US when you are going to the US or not, they have to be there. Because I told you, and I like you guys to understand about the DV lottery very, very well. When you win your DV lottery with your family members are benefiting from the primary applicants winning. They do not get different kinds of visas. No, that visa is like an apple. The primary applicant has one apple, and that apple, your family members, it is going to be divided among your family members. So that visa is one. Even if you have a family, if you have 10 kids or whatever, that visa is one, and all of you must go for that interview. You must go for that interview. But if we find that if you're not able to travel, all of you at the same time, which you will indicate in your DS-260, you can go for the interview. They get the visa, which will be stamped for 6 months. And then when you come here as the primary applicant, when you come here to the US, you work very hard, and then you are able to call your people, your family members, to come before their visa has expired. That is how the DV lottery works. They have to go for the interview with you, that consular interview. And of course, even in the instruction is going to tell you that. So that's one thing that I normally tell you guys after you have won, after you have been selected, that you have to think about every family member as an individual. Even if it's a small baby, all of them, they will require an amount of money that everybody will use individually for to process up to that time that you go to the consular. Because I told you guys, even the visa, you have to pay for it. And it doesn't matter even if it's a baby who is like 2 months old or whatever. Even that one will require a passport and a visa, because nobody can travel without a passport or a visa. Even us who are US citizens, you find that when we became US citizens, the first thing that we thought about was getting passports for our children. Because if we want to travel, before you board a plane, here in the US, you can travel with your permanent resident card, or with just your ID here around the US. But if you're going outside, if I want to travel to Kenya, all my children must have a passport. So during that DV whatever interview, your family has to be present. I need you to keep in mind that when you win, your visa will be your family members are your derivatives, so they will derive from there. So they have to go for the interview with you. Okay, Hunja is not in my WhatsApp group. I don't know if it's full right now, but I normally say that it will never be full. Because some people leave, some people stay. So I'm just gonna share the link here in the comment section when I am out, when I'm done with this live show, and then you can see if you're able to enter. Okay, where's the link? Even on Facebook, I could not see you. Charity Nganga. Can you type Charity Nganga on Facebook? You will find me. Or Charity's Babu fan page. You will find me on Facebook. But if you have reached 5,000 friends on Facebook, you will not be able to add me, because you cannot add, or you cannot be added by a person. So you always have to look at the numbers that you have on Facebook. If it's 5,000, then you're not able to add anybody. Christine Kemuto, thanks a lot for that response on SACCOS. What about borrowing like a small loan? Now, borrowing a small loan, you can borrow a small loan, but when you come in the US the first time, you are not able to borrow a loan because you don't have credit. So what you do, the first year you will be doing is to work on building your credit, of which when you get a job and when you go to open a bank account, they will offer you, of course, they will give you a debit card. A debit card is the card that has your money. But then they will offer you a credit card. Maybe they will offer you for $500 because you're very new. It's good to take something like that credit card, whereby you use it and then you refund them. You always use that money and then make sure that you pay it on time. So that's how you build your credit. Because here in the US, for you to be able to build your credit, you have to borrow. Without borrowing, you will not be able to build your credit. So let's assume that that small loan that you're talking about will be in form of a credit card that is worth maybe $500, and then you pay for it. You find that after you have paid that off, they normally increase. It keeps on increasing. I remember when we came in, they gave us a credit card for $500, and then with time we saw that the more we continued paying and all that, we reached even a credit limit that they would even give us 5,000. But when it reaches to 5,000, you don't want to take $5,000 on credit because you might use all of it and struggle to pay. So normally what you do is that you can take it and then don't use it. You just keep it because it still says that you have that credit, but do not use it, because that one, you still have the debt, you have not been using it. Or maybe you can use it just to fuel your car, just for gas. The gas maybe will be like $50 or $30, and then you pay it. You find that you still have it, you're not using all of it. So you find that it builds up your credit with time, and you find that in 3 years, 5 years, you can be able to borrow some money. And you find that if you borrow here, you must pay. Not even borrowing, even when you go to the hospital and you have a bill, you must pay it, because if you do not pay it, you will be reported to the credit bureau, and you find that your credit will be affected. And if it's affected, you find that when you go to do long-term things, you want to buy a nice car, you want to buy a house, those affect you if your credit score has gone is low. So you find that you have to be very careful on how you are borrowing and how you're borrowing and how you're paying. Do not borrow more than you can pay. It's very, very important to know that, because I was having a conversation with this friend of mine who was like, when I came in here, I didn't know so much. So there was, because when you come in your mail, there will be so many credit cards that will be sent, as so many will be sent, and you have to be wise. You cannot take all that money. It's good money, but you find that sometimes you might struggle. You're starting life here. So you have to know, maybe when you're coming in, for me, I would say take a $500 credit card, whereby that one you can use and you're able to pay back. But you cannot go because they have sent you all those ones, and you find that maybe in your first 6 months you have a credit debt of like 5,000. That's too much. You're very new and you're starting your life. You do not want to do that, because normally what happens, that money is good, but when you are late to pay, when you're late to pay that money, there's interest, there's penalties. So you find that at the end of the day, you do not want to struggle. You do not want to struggle because of credit card debt. So normally you find that most people, when they come here, they tend to, instead of going to borrow, of course, you will still need to borrow. That's a must. You must borrow when you're here to build your credit. You must borrow. You find that most people tend to rebuild their life. They tend to work 2 jobs so that they can fill out that gap that is there. And then after you have settled and maybe you have decided, I'm going to do this because I don't want to work all these jobs all the time, then you borrow steadily so that you can build your credit, so that you're able to buy something. Now, another thing You might stay maybe for like 1 year or 2 years, and you go and get a car. Maybe you get a car for like $10,000, and you're making payments every month. You find that if you get a car and you're making your payments every month, you're building your credit. That's another way of building your credit. So those are things that can help you, but you have to be like very, very, very vigilant on borrowing. You have to make sure that you're not borrowing more that you can pay, because that money is there. It's available. It's there. And you find that even when your credit is so bad, it's horrible. There are even some companies who are willing to lend you, but they will lend you on a higher interest. So you find that you have to be very vigilant when you come in and know, this is the amount that I am able to borrow, or this is the credit card amount that I can borrow, and this is what I'm able to pay. So don't borrow beyond what you can pay. So that's a good question. So you can get a loan, but you have to be very, very wise on that. Okay. So Davis Dashna there. My friend is following me from Eldoret. Thank you for joining me. Kevin Muno, Charity, talking about money. Do you guys use coins there? Yes, we do have coins. We have coins. It took me a while before I knew like the coins. Now we have a penny. We have a quarter. A quarter is 25 cents. We have a dime. A dime is 10 cents. So you'll have those coins, but you find that most of the time the coins, you find them when you go, maybe you go to the store and you buy with cash, then you get a change for coins. And you find that you can use them. Sometimes you can save them. You save them in a piggy bank, and then you take them to the bank so that you get notes. But people still use coins. You can use coins, especially when you come in and you go and rent a house and it doesn't have a washer and dryer. You will need to use your coins to go and do your whatever, to pay on the machine for the whatever, for washing clothes and for drying clothes. You can also use your coins on a vending machine, because there's so many vending machines. A vending machine is that machine that has soda and it has some snacks that you can go and put your coins there, and then the snacks come out. We have so many vending machines over here, but you find that coins are used, but it's not, I wouldn't say like coins are used like in 100%. We know most people tend to use cards. Debit cards or credit cards, those ones are used widely when you come to shop here. Other people like to use checks when they're buying their stuff. So still people use coins, but it's not like like all the time that they're using coins. No, no, it doesn't have, but we have them. We have a quarter, we have a penny, and we have a dime. I think I should show you when I have them here. I don't have coins here, but I'm going to show you one time. So, guys, and I need you guys to tell me if I'm talking too fast. So, I did this show. I did this show, and then someone was telling me, Charity, you talk too fast. Since you went to the US, like your English has changed. So sometimes you talk too fast, and we don't understand. So guys, if you do not understand me, I need you to let me know there that you don't understand, so that I can slow down, because sometimes I don't even notice whether I'm talking fast or not. And thank you for joining me. I can see 24 people there. Okay, what there was a topic you promised to do a video on waived interview, and I think I did that one. David, I think I did that one. I did that one on my last show where I was talking about, I was saying that that you sent me something to look at, and I looked at it, and I told you that one is happening to people who are already here in the US, whereby I said they were going to change from I think a visitor's visa to maybe a student visa or something, and I said that they have some waivers, and I tried to explain. I'm going to look at it again, and I will send you the link to that video, because I talked about it extensively, so that you can get those points very well. Okay, Rahab Kebugi. Hello, Ma'am Charity. Nikondani from Nairobi, Kenya. Thank you for answering our questions, ma'am. We really appreciate. Thank you for joining me, Rahab. Hi, dear long time Jackie. Thank you for joining me, Anna Wairimo. I'm in for more information. Always stay blessed, Charity. Thank you for joining me. Christine Kemuto, thank you so much. Thank you for joining me. Karen Ikirotet, hello. How are you doing, Karen? Thank you for joining me, my friend. Hey, Charity, I'm late, but I will catch up. Thank you for joining me. So let me see if I have another question here from the WhatsApp group. I answered that question for the circle. There's another one who had asked about pets, and I did a video about pets. There was this question. I found it funny, and they were saying that have you ever imagined what would happen if I have a cold, guys? I told you we are in winter and it's cold outside, so I have a cold. So have you ever imagined what would happen if DV lottery selection would be taking place manually through the area chief? majority of us would never see the light of fire of the day thanks to the technology, which is very true. I really agreed with that one, because they were saying if it was done through the area chief. And it makes me very sad to see that, especially right now during this election time. I don't like politics so much, but sometimes I get, I get caught up with stuff. And I'm like, I wish and I pray that our people in Africa would just open up their eyes and elect people who are leaders, people who are interested in the welfare of people, but not people who are interested in what they're getting. My husband was in Kenya. He just came in like 3 days ago, and he was telling me, oh my gosh, everything has changed, and you just feel like the normal citizen is just being thrown and pushed all the way to the corner, and they don't have a say. Because when you talk to everybody, maybe you want to send someone something, and they tell you, no, don't send me on that number, send me on this number, because I have fuliza. I didn't know what is fulizering, but he tried to explain to me what is fulizering. And if you find that, I was thinking about US, and I was thinking about there. I was like, if such a company was here, that would not work. Like, it just wouldn't work well, because you find that here, what happens is that when you come here in the US, you find that the system really favors the citizens. It really does favor the citizens. Even when it comes to leaders and you want to see them or you want to talk to them, you have access to see them. If you need help, for example, you are needing something like a passport. You don't even need to go to any office to apply for a passport. You just do it online. The only thing that you need to do is just to present yourself at the post office and take the photo, and then you pay, and then it will come to your door in the mail, of which that doesn't happen a lot back there. And it's so sad. I feel so sad when I see that. And that comment made me think a lot. I was thinking, like, if the DV lottery was being controlled back there by by our leaders back there in Africa, I think only the rich people would be coming to the US and nobody else would come. But I thank God that when you go to the American embassy, it all depends on how you present yourself, and also just to prove to the consular beyond the reasonable doubt that you have ties that will make you go back after you have done what you have done. So I really wanted to talk on that, because I felt like that was important, that guy like mentioned that. And that's just something like that really caught me. There's another question that I was looking at here. Let's see. Let me see. I don't see that question. This one was saying, I see here that still kuna kuangana cheating in the DV lottery. I don't know how that happens, but I put my trust in God. The DV lottery is very clean. It's very clear. There is no cheating there. I told you guys, you apply. If you win, you win. If you don't win, you don't win. If you apply twice, and this time, like, it's serious business. If you apply twice, you'll be disqualified. Ask me why. Because they require the primary applicant to have a passport. When the primary applicant has a passport, that is an identifier, because your passport number is very different from all the other passport numbers, guys. So if you decided that you are going to apply like 10 times, you put your passport number there 10 times or even 2 times, guys, you're going to be disqualified, because that is an identifier. Before, people were not using a passport. Actually, when we applied for a DV lottery, we were not using a passport. It was very different. But right now, you're putting your passport number there. And when all the people who have applied, it goes to a filter. And when the filter, that computer detects 2 numbers, it's going to kick you out, because you're not supposed to, because it will know because of your passport number. So you have to be very, very careful when you're doing the application, because the application is going to come back this year in October, and we are going to go through the same process. So you have to be you have to be very, 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 very honest when you're doing. And that's the same thing that I would advise you to do when you come here in the US, because you find that here you will learn that you always have to speak the truth. You cannot cover up anything. You cannot. Like here, when you come here, like everything changes. Like the way I told you guys, something like, I'm going to give you like a simple example, like time. So let's assume that you are told to be somewhere at 10. You find that the home way, they say that there is no hurry in Africa. When you say that you're meeting at 10, that person is going to meet you at 12. But you find that here, if it's 10, it's 10. If you don't make it if you don't make it at 10, if you will not make it, then you have to call and tell them, I am not going to make it at 10 p.m. as 10 a.m. as we had agreed, so that they can reschedule another time. If you do not do that, then you will be told that you are a no call, no show. A no call, no show means that you did not call and you did not show up. You see what I mean? So you always, there's something that you have to unlearn. You have to unlearn. So you find that honesty is something, oh my gosh, guys, honesty is something that you have to like follow to the T. It's something that you have to follow. So when I tell you the DV lottery, it's 100% honest, then you have to be 100% honest, because if you are not, then what's going to happen is that you will fill out, or someone will tell you, let me fill out for you. I can apply for you and put many names and you can win. You will be disqualified. You find that you'll be disqualified, and we don't want to go that. I talked about that extensively when people were filling out their DV lottery, and I said, please do not do 2 applications. The only time that you can do 2 applications is when you're married. You can apply on your wife's name and you can apply on your name, and that is how we did. We applied on my husband's name and my name, and so you can do that. That's the only way. You have 2 chances when you're married, but if you're not, just do it by yourself, and pray. Okay. So hi Charity, what would you advise a parent coming to the USA with a Form 4 kids who start for KCSE in December and they are relocating in February to come and get a certificate Form 4 in the USA? So if this kid has done their KCSE, you will come with their results. When you come with their results, what they will do is that you look for a college that you want them to go to, and then they will tell the Form 4 leaver that when kids finish high school, they are classified as adults. If you're 18 years old, you are an adult. So they will send their transcripts to a certain place. They will tell you where to the website to send the transcript, and then they will evaluate the transcript. When they evaluate the transcript, they will give them an equivalency. They will tell your college that this person has done this in their country and is equivalent to this in the US. So after that, your child will be given an advisor or a counselor, whereby they will tell them these are the classes that you can do for you to go and do whatever your major that you want, because you have to do some general education, and then after you do some general education, depending on the major that you want to do, you'll do prerequisites, and then those prerequisites you will be able to then you will be able to do your major. So it's very easy when your child has done Form 4 there, so it doesn't matter. They can do that. Excuse me. So Charity English is good and clear. Thank you, Anna Wairimo, for that. Me and clear, thank you. Do you manage to do a video on the conference? Dennis Njoki, I think I did. I'm gonna check. I've done so many videos, sometimes I forget. I'm gonna check and I'll let you know. Kenneth Mugambi, hi Charity, I'm watching. Alani from Nairobi, thank you for joining me. Winnie K, at the consular meeting, is the principal member who participates in the interview or the whole family? Now, the consular meeting, the primary applicant will be asked questions, but of course, you have to be there. If you're married, you have to be there with your spouse. You have to be there. But your kids, your little ones, they will not be interviewed by anybody. They don't get interviewed. I remember when we went for an interview, our kids were playing somewhere. They have a play area for kids, so the kids go and play over there. So they don't ask them questions. Normally, most questions will be directed to you, the primary applicant, but you find that your spouse will be there, because I remember both of us were asked if we had been married again. They asked us that, and I remember my husband answered that, and of course they asked us where we were going, and I remember my husband answering that. So both of you, if you're married, both of you will go to the counter to be interviewed, and both of you will be fingerprinted, biometrics. Both of you will be fingerprinted, and if you have kids that are 18 years old or below 21 years old, they will be fingerprinted, because those are adults. But if they are below there, they are not interviewed. Most of the time, the primary, most of the things is focused on the primary applicant. So that's a very good question. So Veronica Wangare, State, hi Charity, tuned from Nairobi though late, and thank you for joining me. So there's another one here who was asking me, please, I am a salesperson in a small shop. and I used high school diploma as my qualification. Please, I'm filling the DS-260 about the present work and previous work. Do I need to send any documents about the work I am doing to the interview? Even though I am a salesperson in the small shop, please answer me. So this one was asking me on my YouTube channel. Now, I said there's a video that I did that we are not required. 35 people are watching me. Thank you for joining me. And please give my video a thumbs up. And if you have not subscribed, kindly subscribe to my channel. I just looked and I was like, oh, it was 100. Now it's 106. 3,106 subscribers. Guys, you are awesome. What I said on that video is that this is Kweku Anan. I like it when someone puts their name there because I know that person, but some people don't like putting their names there, so I don't know why. But anyway, it's what it is. So I said that they stopped. You are not required to send your documents to KCC at this time. What you are required to do is to fill out your DS-260, and if you reach Form 4, don't worry about whatever you do. Just write I am a salesperson, or I sell whatever you do. Just write whatever you do there. It doesn't matter. You have already qualified because you went up to Form 4. You have your high school diploma or your high school certificate. That one you qualify. Now, the person who needs to elaborate more is the person who did not go to Form 4. And like I said, and I explained very well, is that you must have a job that qualifies, because not all jobs will qualify. Your job has to be a job zone form with an SPVP of 7. And if you go back to my videos, I've talked about that extensively, about the work. The work that will qualify you to come here in the US. Because if you haven't go to high school, you have to produce that, and you have to have 2 years minimum work experience. If you do not have that, then it's going to be a problem, because you will be disqualified because of that. And like I said, some people were like, oh, I didn't go to high school. But maybe you are married and your spouse went to high school. That's a good thing, because your spouse can apply as the primary applicant, and you can be the derivative or the second person on the name, and you still qualify, because you find that if your spouse and they have gone to high school and they win, they are selected for the DV lottery. When you go to the embassy, it doesn't matter. You have gone to high school, and they don't ask for the grades. Actually, there was a person who was asking me, oh, I got this. They don't care about the grades. They haven't even mentioned anything when you read about their rules about the grades. So it doesn't matter. So long as you have that Form 4 certificate, you're good to go when you do your application, because there's nowhere that they say that you have to have this certain grade. And you find that another thing is that when you come here in the US, you're not going to be graded whether you have an A or whatever. No. Here it goes with the GPA. It goes with the GPA. You find that they will look at your GPA, maybe your GPA. The best one is if you have a 4.0, that's good. That's really good. It's like an A student. But you find that you can do most courses. You can do most courses when you have a GPA of 2.5 and above. You can do that. And if you find that there are some courses that are very extensive, when you know there's some that are really hard, like sciences and all that, you find that if you have that GPA of 2.5, because they will gauge you and they will tell you this is where you are at, they will give you classes that you do so that you can reach a higher GPA, so that you can take that major. So you still get help. You still get help. And like I said, even if you did not go to high school, and your spouse is the one who qualified because of their education, and you came to the US, you can even go to high school and you are a parent. Who cares? Even when you're married, who cares? I'm going to school and I'm married, and I have my kids are big. My son just turned 20 years old. So you see, and I'm still going to school. So it doesn't matter, guys. That's why I'm here to give you hope. That when you come this side is different. Nobody is gonna judge you because of your age or whatever. No, you go to school until the time that you want, and you get help, because you get whatever, you get federal loans or student financial aid. Is called financial aid. You get that. You go to school. So don't worry. If you have gone to high school, you're good to go. You are good to go. Okay. Catherine Kamere. Hi, Charity. Thanks for your great content. Would you be interested or able to do videos on your morning or evening routines a day in the life of reality videos? Yes, I can do that. My life is crazy, guys, but I can try and do that from the time I wake up in the morning, how I have to prepare my kids, and how how we have divided our duties, because we have divided them. Guys, let me tell you, my husband had gone abroad, and I was so stressed. Like, I was like, oh my gosh, I don't even know what to do. I had to go. Sometimes I even stopped going to work because I was like, I just can't do this. You know what I mean? So I can do that and show you like how it is, but it's manageable. It's kind of crazy, but it's manageable. You're able to manage. You learn how to manage it, and you learn how to plan your time, and you're able to do everything that you need. Because, like I told you, especially when you have kids, you have to put them into context. Because here, kids have activities that they do. Some places that you'll go and pay for them. Like my daughter goes to karate. Another one goes for music, and all those things you have to incorporate to your schedule, and you have to take them. You have to take them. You have to give them a ride, because everywhere that you go, you have to use your car, and you have to be there. Most of them, you have to be present. You have to be present when they're doing those activities. So you still have to create all your time, look at your schedule at work, and make sure that it fits. So I can do that video for that, so that you can see how it works. Davis Dashna, by the way, is the embassy open? I mean, here in Nairobi, I heard that they closed and no appointments were going on. Yeah, it was closed, and today is the 10th. I think they were opening on the 4th. You can check and see if they are open, because they had closed, and they know they closed on the 23rd of December, and they were opening on the 4th. But I haven't checked the website. But look and see, because I saw that they were opening on the 4th. And there might be, of course, there might be challenges and limitations because of COVID, and what's going on right now. But please check and see, because they had, and I know so many people. I know I have a friend of mine who was supposed to go for an interview, and I'm not sure that he went, because by the time that they closed is when that person was going for the interview. But you can check and see if they have opened. If they have opened now. Let me see if I have another question here. So I talked about. Can I apply for a green card when I am in the USA? Yes, you can. You can apply when you're in the US, and I say that's a different process that you follow. Whereby when you apply when you're in the US and you win, you contact your nearest consular office, and they tell you what to do. So that one, after you win, you don't have to go back to your country to process. But if you win, let's assume that you are in Qatar, and you win your DV lottery, you find that you will have to travel back to your country to go and process, because that's where they will send your stuff. You'll have to go there and process. So the process for the person who has applied when they're here in the US is always very different, and they will be advised on what to do. And it's easy, as long as you haven't violated your visa. As long as you haven't violated your visa, you're good. You're good to go with that. Okay, let me see if there's another question. I have 6 plus 7. I'm going to add 7 minutes to this show, because I started a little bit late, and then I am going to finish. Okay, let's see. Let me see if I have another question here. I have to scroll through my phone. Okay, this one was asking me about a corporate visa, where if you manage to come to the USA and are allowed to work. So I talked about those visas, and I said that if you are coming to work here in the US, most of the time, it's a visa whereby you're coming like a transfer from your country to this country, and you have been invited by this company here in the US from your country. And most of those positions are managerial positions, either a manager position or a CEO position. And you have to be invited, and they have to send your documents to the US embassy, and then you have to fill out your DS-160, and then come, and then you go for your interview. Of course, you have to prove beyond reasonable doubt whether you will go back, and those ones are good when you are in those positions, the corporate positions, the managers, the CEOs, because they give you a visa and you come with your family, and then you can come. I think I talked about that visa. It's called the EB1 and EB2 visa. You can apply those ones when you are when you're in corporate, but they have to have a company, the same company. It's like you will be sent by your company from your country to come to this country to come and work. And if you want me to talk more about that, I can do that. All right. There was this one about when from Africa do you really get used to the weather? This is a very good question about weather. And that was one of the challenges that I was thinking about when I was coming to the US, about the weather. Because we have seasons here. We have seasons. And we normally have 4 seasons. Like right now, we are in winter. It's very, very cold. I did a video about snow. It didn't snow very much here in Kansas, but it snowed on the 1st and it snowed on the 4th. So after winter, we are going to spring. So before and then after spring, we are going to summer, and then we'll go to fall. Now I'm going to talk about those 4 seasons as I end because I only have a few minutes. Now, in winter, it's very cold, and the plants, if you watch my video that I have talked about that winter season, all the plants are dry and everything at it's very, very cold. Now you find that there's a preparation for winter because even when you go to the store to buy clothes, the clothes that are there are warm. They're very warm. Their gloves, their coats, the trousers, the pants, they're called pants that you wear. They have a certain material inside that make you very warm. They are boots that you wear during winter. So that's specifically clothing for winter. And another thing, during winter time, you find that all the houses here in the US, they have an AC, whereby when it's winter, you turn it to heat. You regulate it to a way that you are not going to freeze. So you find that your house is always warm during winter, and even where you're going to work, because most jobs here are indoors. You find that when you get into your work, into your office or wherever that you're going, even in the airport, it's warm. And you find that in the winter, the outdoor work is not done so much. Like people who build roads, people who do construction, that one is not done a lot in the winter time. So you find that unless people are working the indoor work, maybe they are doing plumbing or maybe whatever, they are doing something inside the house. You find that you won't find most people working outside in the winter. And another thing is that when conditions are very bad, when it's going to be a very bad storm and it's going to be a very bad winter, people are warned. You will know. You will know that at this time it's gonna be very, very cold, or it's gonna storm, or this is the temperature that is gonna be. So it's like you kind of plan ahead. That is winter. Now, when it comes to spring, is whereby everything that had dried up is gonna go back, and there's gonna be a lot of green. It's gonna be a lot of rain. So you find that that one is better, but it still becomes sometimes it becomes cold, and you find that sometimes you can get a cold because of all that's going on, because of that weather change. But you find that the weather becomes it's like the tropical forest. At that time of spring, it's like the tropical forest. So you feel good. All the plants are coming on. You find that I find that most immigrants they tend to grow some vegetables on their backyard. They just plant vegetables on their backyard, which we do very good. So that's a very good weather where everything is green. Wherever you go is green. And then after that, we go to fall. When you look at my backdrop here, the color of the leaves of the trees is golden, and then it tends to become brown before they dry up. That is called for the fall season, whereby we are coming. No, sorry, no, we don't go to fall. I missed one. So after spring, we go to summer. Summer is very, very hot, like extremely hot. Sometimes it becomes very hot in Kansas, up to like 100 degrees, and you feel like you're gonna whatever, you're gonna like just take off your clothes. You find that there are clothes that are worn during summer, like very light clothes. You find that people are in shorts. People are tend to be open in everywhere. Like it's very, very hot, and you find that because that sun is very, very brittle, people tend to use a lot of sunscreen because when you go outside, even us who are dark skinned, when you go outside during summertime, when it's very hot, you find that your skin becomes more dark, and you will notice. So they let you know. And of course, they will tell you. Sometimes you look at the weather because you have to keep up with the weather. All the time, you have to keep up with the weather, how the weather is going to be. You find that they will tell you that day is going to be very, very hot. So do not go. If you are going outside, try to wear sunscreen. They will always tell you that. And you find that and because most of the things are done outdoors when it's summertime, you always have sunscreen in your bag. Especially if you have kids, whatever you're going, you have it so that you can spray yourself to protect your skin. That's very good. I remember when I had my third born here, because she was born here in the US. I remember when I was in Kenya, little babies, we were being told that we have to take them outside for them to get vitamin D. Like we had to take them to expose to sun for them to get vitamin D. So when I came here and my baby was little, I went to the doctor, and then I was like, do I need to take her outside for her to get vitamin D? The doctor said, no, you cannot do that here, because here the sun's rays are very strong. So we don't do that here. Normally what happens, and of course, I was worried that my baby would get rickets and all that. She told me the only thing is that the babies, they're given the vitamin D as a supplement. So you cannot take them outside to expose them to the sun, because the sun is going to destroy their skin, to an extent that those rays can destroy your skin until you have something like skin cancer. But you find that there are ways you have to use sunscreen all the time when it is summertime to protect your skin. And then from there, when it's summer goes and it tends to end around August, when the schools are opening. Then we go to fall. Fall is whereby it is not very cold, but it's starting to get cold, and the temperatures, the plants cannot withstand the temperatures. So normally what happens is that the trees turn golden, the leaves start falling, and it's in preparation for winter. So that time is when, like, you can get so many allergies, because of all that leaves that are falling down. So you find that you get accustomed. It's not that bad, but you get accustomed. So you know that at this time, these are the clothes that I'm supposed to that I can wear. At this time is when these are the clothes that I can wear. At this time is when I'm supposed to use a sunscreen. At this time, maybe I'll be using something like an antihistamine, because if you have allergies like me, I have like horrible allergies. So all the time I have to take like something like Benadryl, or sometimes I take Zyrtec, just an antihistamine, just to prevent those allergies. So, but it is not that bad. The thing that is not here is that there is no dust. The dust like that you find whatever when you go out there in Africa, it is not there. So you find that without that dust and the air being very clear, you find that your body will adapt. And of course, that is for the one thing that they make you go for those medicals, especially when you're coming here with a DV lottery. Because if you did not get all the immunizations, you are going to get them. And another thing that you will get, especially when we go to winter, you will get a flu shot. I know some people do not say that they are not going to take a flu shot or whatever, but for me, I don't see anything wrong with a flu shot. I normally get mine, and my kids and everybody in my family gets the flu shot, which is good, because during winter you can get the flu, and the flu is really bad. It's just really bad. And right now, there's flu and there's corona. There's something that is called flurona, that if you get that one, oh my gosh, you'll be in the ICU, you'll be very sick. So you find that there are ways you will survive the weather. When you come here, it's not that bad, guys. It's not that bad. You just get used to it and you're good to go. I know the first time that I came here, when winter came in, I used to have like very bad headaches when I went outside. The first winter, like just going outside, I would have a very bad headache, and it was because of the temperature. But then I got used to it. Right now, even if I go outside when it's freezing, nothing is gonna happen. But there are those clothes that you'll wear to protect you from the weather. So don't worry about the weather. The weather will be fine. You will be okay. You will survive. You'll survive. It's very easy for you to survive. Okay. So Charity, thanks for the great information about USA. You promised to do visa bulletin every month, right? Yes, I'm gonna do that. Maybe tonight. Is it possible to get an invitation while I'm in Qatar? I'll be forced to go back to Kenya for process. You can get an invitation when you are in Qatar, but when someone sends you an invitation, it depends on where you want to process, but the best place for you to go and process is Kenya, because Kenya is your country. You know what I mean? So most of the stuff might be sent there, but you find that you can always call them. I always tell you guys, call them and ask them, can I do my interview in Qatar? You can ask them, ask them, call them, ask them if you can do that, and they will tell you if you can do that, because that's an invitation, and it's very different from a DV lottery. Okay, I think allergies are worse in the spring than the fall. So it all depends. In the spring, there's all that pollen that's going on, and it all depends. For me, my allergies, they are horrible during the fall season. Like, for me, it's bad. There's some people who get them in the spring, whereby you can because of all the pollen that's going on, and it all depends on an individual. So you find that you still get the allergies. They're there. And actually, when when winter goes and we go to the spring, when the plants sprout, and when the other pollen that is going on, you find that you can still have allergies. So that's a good point there. You can still have allergies at that time. But when you come here in the US, what I can tell you guys is that you will adapt. Adaptation is going to be very easy for you to adapt, because dust is not going to be here. You won't find a lot of dust. You won't find a lot of muddy, a lot of mud. It's there, but it's rare for you to step on mud, because when you're stepping outside, you're going to your car. It is cemented wherever that you're going. And another thing is that when you walk with your car, wherever that you're going, wherever you're going to park your car, there is no soil, so you find that you will not have all that dust that you find, that you can find most of the time when you go back home, that you find that, so you will survive. The weather is like, should be the least thing to worry you when you're coming here, and when you get the right vaccinations, when you get all the right vaccinations, you find that you will be doing okay. Okay, guys, now it's been 1 hour 7 minutes now, 1:07 p.m. And I am going to end this live show. And I've seen that people are waiting for more videos. I've seen that there are like 2 or 3 that I need to do, guys. 30 people, guys, when I'm finishing this show. Thank you for being with me. Thank you for joining me. And I will see you again on another live show on Saturday. Please keep the questions coming. We'll talk about more, and wait for more videos to come. Thank you, and God bless you.